changed all of these clocks twice today. Bah!
We have an obscene amount of snow for my area, and our power lines were not ready for it.
Hey nerds, it's Tiri. Welcome back to my show. I made a few tweaks to my sound, hoping to reduce some background noise. I apologize. If it comes out absolute shit, we will find out, and if it does, I'll tweak it some more, and maybe not make it as much shit. Less shit is always better, right? Unless, you know, you need to. Topics of today are centered around World of Warcraft's patch 7.1.5. Aside from the ability to upgrade your legendaries, January 17th when Nighthold comes out, because I'm talking about that too. A pretty significant artifact weapon change for PvP that they decided we're not ready for, but it's coming. A few things to note on the new Brawlers Guild changes and the Mists of Pandaria time-walking dungeons. January 17th, we've talked about the Nighthold release. Something else is happening to our legendaries. Well, nothing to our existing legendaries, but all legendaries from January 17th on that you receive will be item level 940. Existing legendaries, however, have to be upgraded. If you have a legendary prior to the patch on January 17th, you will see a quest called Touch of the Titan in your order hall, and it sends you off to find 50 Essence of Amenthal. These can drop off of Nighthold raid bosses in weekly Mythic Keystone dungeons, weekly emissary quests, and weekly PvP quests. Upon completion of the quest, you will get Distilled Titan Essence, which is a usable item that upgrades a single legendary to 940. The quest is repeatable for how many legendaries you have. The first question that popped in my mind when reading about this is, do these essences drop off of looking for raid Nighthold bosses? Yes, they do, but bear in mind, you're gonna have to wait a week to do looking for raid. In Legion PvP Season 1, Artifact Trait 34 and 35 were deactivated in PvP, so that people who hadn't gotten as far on their artifact weapon didn't have such a huge power gap between the people who had, for instance, gotten to 34, 35 artifact trait. Because patch 7.1.5 came with an item in your order hall that you could purchase to boost your research and essentially boost your speed in leveling your artifact weapon, they decided to reactivate the artifact traits 34 and 35 in PvP. However, I guess that didn't go over so well because people didn't get much warning and, I don't know, people had an issue with it or whatever. So Blizzard hotfixed them back out, so they are deactivated, but plan to reactivate them in PvP Season 3. I've heard some complaints recently pertaining to Druid's travel form being nerfed to 80% of mount speed. Well, it turns out, guys, this wasn't intended, and a fix is on the way. So wipe away those QQs, cause it's gonna be all good. Instead of the possibly expected nerfs for raids and or dungeons, we're seeing a few boosts to Trial of Valor Mythic in particular. For instance, Guarm's Leap now knocks people up in the air. Secondly, we get to see twice as many decaying minions in Helya Phase 3, but never fret, there is also a small nerf. The duration of Orb of Corrosions in Helya Phase 3 are shorter now. Patch 7.1.5 brought us a couple of nerfs in Karazhan. Vizidum's Explosive Shadows now has a 5-yard range instead of a 10. Moro's Empowered Arms now increases his speed by 50% instead of 75%, and damage done by 50% instead of 100%. The link to the hotfixes for patch 7.1.5 so far are in the description. Now that I've gone over the hotfixes, this is a little backwards, I'm going to go over a few things that came with patch 7.1.5 in the original patch involving the Brawlers Guild and Mists of Pandaria, Time Walking Dungeon loot, etc. I've already talked about a lot of the core stuff, so I'm going to leave some of that out, like the artifact weapon boosts for your alts and for your main. Micro Holidays, Nighthold, all the main stuff I've already covered in previous videos. So check them out. I'll try to remember to put cards to those videos if you would like to watch them. With patch 7.1.5, we are seeing Mists of Pandaria Time Walking Dungeon events, which is super awesome. People have been waiting for this. The big item that you can buy from the vendor, the mount that we've all been waiting for, is Yuli, Daughter of Jade, aka Heavenly Jade Cloud Serpent, which is a beautiful throwback to the Cloud Serpents you could get in Mists of Pandaria. From the MoP vendor, you can also buy the Infinite Hatchling and the Paradox Spirit Pets. Of course, MoP rep tokens, can't go without those, because Everybody needs those. My dog just had an intense... My dog is having an intense dream. As far as toys go, you can get an adopted puppy crate, which releases puppies to play with for like 10 minutes, and a portable yak wash, because yaks get dirty too. And then, of course, we have the Pandaren cooking catch-ups, blah, 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 and some transmog gear. The Brawlers Guild has gotten a huge refresh with new fights, as well as new rewards. You do have to get a new Blood-Soaked Invitation. You can get them from your Emissary quest boxes or from doing dungeons. If you can't wait, you want your invitation right away, go farm some elite vehicles in Shield's Rest Stormheim. As far as the new Brawlers Guild rewards go, the Brawler's Burly Basilisk mount, that is surprisingly hard to say, is what I would call the grand prize. There's a pretty nice 875 ring you can get that ports you to the arena, the Tyler Grondin battle pet, new shirts, and new achievements. I've talked about most everything else. I'm not going into class changes because that's a huge list of changes, but my two favorite things to see in professions in patch 7.1.5 is a cheap neck enchant and the permanent Jeeves for engineers with a 30-minute cooldown. I hope you guys are enjoying patch 7.1.5. I haven't had a ton of time to play. I'll probably be streaming it tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific time. I'll either be doing mythic dungeons or really nothing specifically pertaining to the patch, but I'll be playing WoW tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/Tirinei. But that is all I have for today, because as the information has come out, I've talked about a lot of the stuff from the patch. Again, check my previous videos. Thank you for watching. Drop me a like if you like this video, leave me a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Check me out at twitch.tv/Tirinei again. I stream a lot lately, pretty much every night, as well as Tuesday afternoons and Friday earlier in the evening. Check my schedule on my Twitch page, and check back every Wednesday here on YouTube for a news video and gaming videos in between. Lots of gaming videos, because like all my streams go up on YouTube now. Until next time, you guys, please do take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you soon. I love you all. Bye!